This is an update for the winterization on a Turismo. So this winterization update is going to be effective from any unit that was produced in November 2023 and newer. So what I'm going to show you is how to install your RV antifreeze into your water system. This update is for, like I said, November 23 and newer units. So this does not apply to any unit that is built prior to November of 2023. So on your winterization, what you're going to need is you're going to need RV antifreeze. This is water safe antifreeze. Do not use automotive antifreeze in your water system. So make sure that you are using RV antifreeze in doing this winterization, okay? The next thing you're gonna need is a pair of side cutters like this, so you can cut the zip ties on the insulation on the bottom of the strainer basket, and I'll show you where that is gonna be in a second. And then you're also going to need a pickup tube. So you need a pickup tube. It can be any type of rubber hose or tube, whatever. The interior diameter, the ID of that tube is a 1/2 inch. So it fits on the fitting on underneath side of the vehicle here, which is the bypass valve for picking up the RV antifreeze into the system. So you're going to need a piece of rubber hose or a plastic hose, whatever that you can find there, but make sure that it's in 1/2 inch ID. So that's the 3 components you're going to need to put RV antifreeze into your system. And the first step that you're going to want to do is actually make sure that your water tank is drained. So on the new units also, we have a manual petcock here on the bottom of your fresh water tank. So you can drain that out onto the ground and just turn the valve and it'll open and it'll drain the water out of the water tank. And then once the water is drained out of the water tank, the next step after you drain your water out of your water tank is to cut the zip ties, the tie wraps that are holding the insulation around the strainer basket. So the strainer basket is located right in this area here on this Turismo. So cut the tie wraps there so you can remove that insulation. So pop that zip tie out of there and remove the insulation so you can access the strainer basket. The strainer basket is right here. So what you want to do is actually remove this strainer basket so it unscrews counterclockwise. So unscrew that strainer basket counterclockwise, because what you want to do is drain that water out of that basket. You do not want standing water in this basket. So go ahead and dump that water out of there and get rid of all that water out of that strainer. So if you leave this on there, what's going to happen is that is going to have water in there and it'll expand and crack this strainer basket here, and you're going to have a problem when you go back to use your vehicle later. So make sure you take that off. You can leave this strainer and the basket and the actual screen off of the system when you are all done, when you do your winterizing. So just leave that off, and when you get ready to use your vehicle back again, you can just install this strainer and the basket cover right back on and make sure it's tight, and then you're back in operation again. What you can do is go ahead and install this insulation back around that strainer basket and zip tie that back into place. So that is what you want to do. When you drain it, make sure this is off. When you want to put RV antifreeze into the system, if you notice right here, there's another fitting hanging here. This is a bypass valve. This bypass valve is what's going to change the direction of the water coming from the water tank and through the strainer up into the water pump. Install your 1/2 inch ID hose onto that fitting. So once the hose is on the fitting, open your RV antifreeze and install your hose into the container. What's going to happen is when you turn on your water pump, it's going to suck through this hose out of the container up into the pump. But to do that, there is a valve on the end here. You need to change the valve direction. So if you change this valve direction by turning it counterclockwise, so the lever is facing vertically in that area there, it now is going to suck from the hose here out of this container when you turn on your water pump, to pump RV antifreeze through your water system. Once you are complete and you have RV antifreeze coming through your water system out of all the faucets and the toilet and all that, like in the prior section of this video that instructs you how to go through and make sure that you have RV antifreeze through all your faucets and everything, and that means everything's protected. Once that's all complete, then you can go ahead and turn this valve back the other direction in a horizontal position and disconnect your hose out off that fitting and remove the hose out of your container and put your cap back on. That is how you install RV antifreeze into the new vehicles with the bypass valve. You no longer have to put RV antifreeze into the holding tank at that point with this new bypass valve system. Any questions, please let us know at grechrv.com, or you can always call us and we can help you as well.